Hi there, welcome. I happen to have access to a fitness bench. So I thought I would do a hybrid Pilates fitness bench workout, sharing with you some of my favorite exercises to do on the bench, integrated with some Pilates work. So I'm going to be using some 8-pound weights. As well, I will be using some 5-pound weights. So let's begin. I'm just going to adjust my bench so that it's in an inclined position as such. And now I'm going to have a seat. Leaning back. And if you like, you can bring your feet up if that feels better on your back. Otherwise, we can just bring the feet down to the ground. So first I'm going to start with those biceps. I'm going to turn the palms forward and curl and straighten down. Being on an incline helps you feel those bicep muscles even more. Exhale, curl, and inhale, straighten. Try not to swing the arms. Keep it a controlled motion. Pull your tummy in. Keep your spine neutral and supported on the bench. And let's try 3 more. Inhale to lower and exhale to curl. Last time here. And release down. So I'm going to do some supersets. Before I do my next set of biceps, I'm going to adjust my bench back to its original position. And I'm going to do some tricep work for the back of the arms. So bringing my hands onto the bench, fingers forward, kind of walking those hands closer together, keeping tailbone very close to the bench as you bend the elbows and press back up again. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. Try to keep your tailbone close to the bench. And if you can, walk your feet a little farther forward. Maybe even straight legs. Wow. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. Inhale, bend. Point those elbows back behind you. And then press to straight arms. Let's go 3. Pull abdominals in for 2. Let's try, wow. 1 more time. That's a toughie. Because of course you're pressing your own body weight. Giving those wrists a little shake, shake, shake. And before I go back into my bicep curls, I'm going to lie down and insert a Pilates move here. So head on the bench, can bring those hands and just hold back right by the ears, lifting legs up to the sky. And let's do single leg lower. Switch. Switch. We'll keep the spine neutral. So you can use the bench as some feedback, feeling for that spine sinking down towards the bench and the abdominal muscles, deepening in. If you don't like the hands back, you can just bring the hands to hold down by the hips, the sides of the bench. Let's pick up the tempo with those legs. 8, 7, 6, 5, switch, 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 and switch. Hug the knees in for a moment. And let's stretch the legs and arms, allowing the toes to tap down and feel a stretch in the front of the hips, quadriceps, abdominals. I'm allowing my back to arch a little bit away from the bench. Open the arms to the side. Inhale, open those arms back up and overhead. Let's do that one more time. Angel arms sweeping down and opening back up overhead. Bring the arms down, lift the head up. Let's come up and adjust our bench back into the incline. So I'm going to go up a little higher this time. I'm on the second notch down. And I'm going to do a bicep curl, a little bit different than the last one. Finding those weights. Leaning back. This time I'm going to keep palms facing in. Hammer curl. Let's pull the tummy in as we curl up. Core support with every exercise we do. Keeping those Pilates principles in place when we do our classic fitness exercises, like the bicep curl. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. And let's try alternating. Lift one arm up and just switch. Switch from side to side. Rest of the body is still. And keep the breath connected. Let's go 5, 4, 3, abs, 2, 1 more time, and release. Great. Instead of doing those tricep dips for our second set of triceps, I'm going to instead do a different exercise. In a supine position, I'm going to keep the 8 pounds lying down on your back, and I'm going to bring the feet up because it feels better on my low back. You can always keep the feet down to the ground if you prefer. Push those weights up to the sky, right on top of the shoulders, palms facing in. And now bend the elbows so the weights just drop overhead. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Overhead and up to the sky. Now squeeze those arms in closer to each other as you bend and extend. Try not to swing the arms. Elbows on top of shoulders, bending and extending. Stay nice and centered. And let's do 3 and a 2. 1 more time. Let's keep the bend in the elbows and pulse it out for 8, 7, an inch up, an inch down, 4, 3, 2. All the way up to the sky. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bend those elbows. Drop the weights down with control. And let's go into our next Pilates exercise. This one is not a classical traditional Pilates move, but I love doing this one on the bench. Hands holding just the top of the bench, elbows squeezing in. It is like a preparation move for the Pilates rollover. We're not going to roll over, but we are going to lift the tailbone and the low back away from the bench with that exhale, and inhale, return. Keep it nice and controlled. Try not to swing the legs too much. Make this move come from the spine, the breath, and the core. Exhale, reverse curl, inhale back to neutral spine. A lot of people use the legs too much in this move, and they miss out on the core strengthening. Let's go 3 and 2. 1 more time, squeeze legs together, nice and slow, and lower the feet down. toes tapping. I'm lengthening the legs. I have a soft bend in the knees. And let's try those angel arm openers. Down to the hips. Inhale, sweeping up and overhead. Opening down to the hips. And up and overhead. Sweep it down to the hips, and let's lift the head, neck, and shoulders. And with a little bit of help from our friend Momentum, we'll come right back up. And we'll finish off with our last bicep curl. I'm going to readjust the bench. I'm going to use the second hole again from the top. Have a seat. Find those weights. And for our final bicep, we're going to do the supinated curls. So we're starting with palms facing in at the bottom. And then we're going to rotate. So palms are facing your face at the top. Rotate down, palms in. Rotate, palms facing you. Inhale down. Exhale, curl. Inhale down. Now watch when you curl. I'm not bringing the weights all the way to crash into the shoulders. I'm stopping about 90%, right? Curl and stop, and then restart the motion lowering down. Keep those muscles working, contracted. Try not to release the muscle movement by bringing the hands too close to the shoulders. Stop and redirect the action back down again. And now try not to feel your neck or your traps or your upper back or shoulders doing too much work here. If you are feeling this area, you're probably using weights that are too heavy, especially on this incline. Let's go 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale, return, and one last time. Keep those palms facing you. Release them away and let's just pulse towards you. Little inch pulses. 8, 7, 6. More abs. 4. More breath. 2. And wow. Oh my gosh. The burn. Okay. Lower that down. I'm going to just drop to the 5-pound weights for this last tricep exercise. And we're going to use the bench a little bit differently. First, you can do it as a single side exercise. One knee on the bench, the same hand on the bench. You're going to bend that elbow and squeeze it in nice and close to the body. And now let's do a little kick back. Reach back. Pull the tummy in as you reach back. And same with that bicep exercise. Try not to let your weight come too close to your shoulder. Try to stop it halfway. Redirect the movement. Reaching back behind you. Tummy in. Looking down. Chin nod. Pull that chin towards the throat just a little. And let's try a little rotation at the top now. So I'm rotating. So my palm faces the ceiling at the top. Let's go 3, 2, last one. Wow. Side number 2, neutral spine. So try not to round, try not to arch the back. Try to just pull it in neutral. Use your core muscles to hold neutral position. Bend that elbow, squeeze it in, and let's reach back. Reach back. Exhale. Everything else nice and still. Try to stop the move halfway back and redirect it behind you again. Reach it back longer, closer to the midline. Chin nod. Let's add that rotation, so palm facing up at the very back of the move. Reach and lift and rotate. 3, 2. Yay, and release. Now, that same move, we can do with both weights at the same time in a different sitting position. So I'm going to straddle the bench, pick up both weights, and I'm going to lean forward. Pull tummy in, and again, watch for the rounding or the arching. Let's stay on our Pilates neutral, and let's pull those elbows up and squeeze them in. Reach the hands under the elbows, looking down, and both arms at the same time. Reaching back, reaching back, reaching back. I like the exhale to reach back. Little chin nod, belly button lifted. And we can try that rotation, rotating at the back. Palms up to the sky at the very back of the move. Squeeze in, lift up. Let's go. Hurry. Let's try to ooh. One more time, and either holding those weights or I'm just going to release, but I'm going to go back into that last position, palms up, squeeze shoulder blades, and let's pulse from here. Pulse, pulse, chin nod, breathing. 6, 5, 4, a little higher, a little longer. Last 2. Wow. Okay. Shake it out and just roll those shoulders. Up, back, around, and down. 3, 2, 1. Take a twist here, hand to opposite knee, other hand behind you. Maybe you can reach for that opposite side of the bench. Big breath in, sit tall. Exhale, pull ribs in, abs in, and let's look over that back shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out. Switch sides, few breaths here. Sit up taller and use your inner thighs to squeeze into the bench. Big inhale and exhale. And coming back to the center, we have time for one more Pilates move. So scoot down, lots of space behind you on your bench. Roll onto your back. And let's pick up those legs into tabletop. Stretch one leg forward, keep the other knee bent, and let's switch and switch. Single leg stretch. We can catch the top knee, drawing it towards the body. The bench helps you stay nice and centered because we do not want you rolling off and away from the bench. So stay connected to your midline. And if you'd like, add the lift of the head, neck, and shoulders. Looking at those elongating legs. Hands can move behind the head. Let's go. 6, 5, 4. Drop ribs down to the bench. Last 2. And rest the head. Wrap the arms around the legs. Hug it in for a moment. Stretch it out into your total body bench supported version. Stretch. And I'm just letting the toes tap down, and we'll finish with those angel arms opening side and down. Inhale, up and overhead. What a great range of motion, mobility promoting move here, especially on the bench, because it allows you to find a deeper stretch, increasing your flexibility. Really open up the palms and reach into the fingertips. Let's go one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Pull the knees in, hands to the back of the legs, a little rock and roll. Oh, okay. I think we're just going to add a little V-sit balance here. Why not? It organically happened. Reach the arms. You can always extend the legs. 5, 4, chest up, 3, squeeze in, 2, okay. Yay, and that's one little sequence focusing on some upper body work and some Pilates work at the same time with my favorite piece of exercise equipment, the fitness bench. Enjoy.